Welcome everyone to the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. These two historic Catholic Benedictine liberal arts schools blend 3,300 acres of Minnesota lakes, forests and trails, and college town experiences into a uniquely integrated residential community, just over an hour from the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm your host, Alex Boylan, and over the next half hour, we're gonna meet 10 extraordinary Bennies and Johnnies and learn how this integrated, one-of-a-kind undergraduate college for women and undergraduate college for men has proven to be the perfect choice for them. With two campuses connected by decades of traditions and only a 7-minute ride on the link, St. Ben's and St. John's combine top-tier academic programs, a strong commitment to experiential learning, a fun and vibrant residential experience, and a network full of alums who are blazing trails and opening doors. Welcome to the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. This is the College Store. Say hello to Ashley, an economics and finance major. Ashley has excelled here, and she credits much of that to the academic environment. The student-faculty ratio is just 12-1. Average class size is 20, and every class is taught by professors rather than teaching assistants. Oh yeah, and 85% of those professors have earned the highest degree in their field. Ashley, take it from here.
Hey everyone! As someone who comes from an extremely close family, I always knew I wanted to attend college near home. When I discovered the incredible sense of community, the wide range of opportunities, and the tight-knit alum network, I knew I found my home away from home. Here at St. Ben's and St. John's, students have the ability to live on campus all 4 years. And it's really awesome, because this encourages us to bond with one another, and we get to do so in such a safe environment. I'm on the varsity tennis team, I've founded the on-campus entrepreneurship club, and I'm on track to graduate with honors. So much of this is because of the support I have been given from professors, staff, and my friends. Here at St. Ben's and St. John's, professors have the opportunity to get to know their students and invest in them. The economics and accounting departments do a wonderful job of connecting students with opportunities for after graduation. The fact that I've already been hired as an investment banking analyst at Piper Sandler proves how special the connections and opportunities are here. My advice when you're starting college, don't overlook the importance of building relationships with faculty and staff. Friends are a crucial aspect of college, and I've made remarkable ones here at St. Ben's and St. John's. But taking the time to get to know your professors positions you for life-changing opportunities during and after college. College is challenging no matter where you go, but a support system like the one we have here makes all the difference. Our Catholic Benedictine values not only hold us to high standards, but also gives us an edge in life, because things like listening, respect, and stewardship build leaders. They build citizens. They build Bennies and Johnnies. Serving it back to you, Alex.
Ashley, that sounds amazing. The Benedictine values you mentioned definitely define these campuses. They're part of a culture that's centered on support for student success, and your results are showing it works. Congratulations, and we know you'll do great things in the investment banking industry, and we know you'll keep in touch with your alma mater. Thanks again. These campuses are breathtaking, and somewhere out in the St. John's Arboretum right now is Caden, a communication major who's come a long way from home to attend St. John's and St. Ben's. Bennies and Johnnies get to explore it all with easy access to all kinds of free recreational equipment through the campus's Outdoor Leadership Center. Caden, where are you?
Thanks, Alex. I'm here next to Lake Sagatagan, one of my favorite places on campus. When I first was applying for a school, my only priority was to play soccer. I quickly learned that St. Ben's and St. John's not only supported this dream, but they offer so much more. I'm from the state of Washington, and I applied to more than a dozen schools, much closer to home on the West Coast. But the place that I felt most comfortable and welcomed for my next adventure was here, halfway across the country. The past couple of years, these schools have introduced me to interesting people who have pushed me to explore my passions and try new things. More specifically, the fine arts tradition has allowed me to explore my major while still participating in varsity sports and exploring the arts. The St. Ben's and St. John's campuses are incredible. 3,000 acres of lakes, prairies, oak savanna, pine, and hardwood forests. CSB and SJU let you engage with the environment around you while you come to understand the effort and importance of preserving land like this. I personally like to capture as much as I can on my film camera. Beyond campus, the town of St. Joseph is ideal. Fun restaurants, coffee shops, ice cream parlors, and more. It's a great location with Collegeville and the St. Cloud area, and just over an hour from the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Through my time here, I've learned what I care about and who I want to be. Being able to advocate for what is right by embracing differences or focusing on both social justice and environmental issues, St. Ben's and St. John's welcome these discussions and make these goals and passions attainable. And that's my story. Kicking it back to you, Alex.
Caden, that is spectacular, and your photos really bring it to life. I've heard an iconic chapel walk is the perfect way to experience the Arboretum, covering just a few of the 20 miles of hiking trails. What do you say we meet up and head out right after I wrap up here? See you soon. Join us at the Ardolph Science Center at St. Ben's and meet Jossie, a senior biochemistry major and theology minor on a pre-med track. Every student at St. Ben's and St. John's takes full advantage of at least one experiential learning opportunity. For Jossie, that meant undergraduate research. Jossie, tell us why that meant so much to you. Take it away.
Thanks for that introduction, Alex. I'm a woman studying in the STEM field and a first-generation college student. Here at St. Ben's and St. John's, those feel more like opportunities than obstacles. The support that I receive from my professors and this community make it feel possible to do it all. The people and resources here really encourage students to find balance in academics, athletic, and social activities. I'm a member of the varsity swim team, I'm involved in Special Olympics, and I've had the chance to study abroad, all while majoring in biochemistry on the pre-med track. It's been such a great experience. One of the most powerful opportunities I've had is to think deeply and dive into research that undergrads at most schools would never be a part of. I spent the summer working directly with my professor on a 3-month project to develop and carry out research designed to test binding potential of anti-cancer agents with certain proteins. It was real-world, functional research that sharpened my technical skills in the lab and built my knowledge of biochemistry. It's an experience that I'm able to talk about passionately when applying to medical school, but most of all, it's research that matters to me. My grandpa had acute lymphoblastic leukemia and was using an alternative drug for chemotherapy. I wanted to study that drug's function in the lab. St. Ben's and St. John's gave me the chance to do just that. Here at CSB and SJU, I've made a whole new family while setting myself up for future success. I'm headed back to the lab, so Alex, back to you.
Wow, Jossie, your research sounds both eye-opening and impactful. It's a great example of the powerful research experiences available for undergraduate students across these 2 liberal arts campuses. And we know it's going to give you a big boost heading into medical school. We can't wait to see what you'll do, Jossie. Thanks again. There's always something going on at St. Ben's and St. John's with over 100 clubs and organizations across both campuses. And right in the middle of it all is Kobe. Kobe is a physics major from Nassau, Bahamas. He's employed in the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement, so he has his finger on the pulse of everything. Kobe, fill us in on what's happening.
Thanks, Alex. How's it going, everyone? I'm an aspiring engineer dedicated to discovering green and sustainable forms of energy to help end the devastating effects of climate change that I witnessed from my home in the Bahamas. And there's no better place to start my journey than here at St. Ben's and St. John's with their commitment to experiential learning and undergraduate research. However, there's more to a university than the classroom, and that more is what makes this community perfect for you and me. I've had the privilege of being a member of the St. John's Senate and an engagement specialist at our Center for Student Leadership and Engagement, which literally puts me at the heart of the student experience. I get to put on activities like Family Carnival, Big Prize Bingo, and Mom Prom, which foster lasting friendships and a sense of belonging. We also support over 100 clubs and organizations where students are able to discover their passions. Some of our most active clubs, like the African Student Association, the Archipelago Caribbean Association, the Japanese Bunker Club, and Exploring Latin American Culture, are a testament to the cultural awareness and diversity that you will find on these campuses. Another critical part of our community is bonding, which you'll see in one of my favorite Johnny traditions, Hot Bread Night. Yes, Johnny's socializing with their floormates over a meal of hot, fluffy, and delicious Johnny bread and toppings. You've really got to be here to experience the things that make CSB and SJU feel like home away from home. I love St. Ben's and St. John's for the freedom to find my path, to become a well-rounded, civic-minded, critical thinker. There's so much here for me, and I know there's something here for you too. Take care. Passing it back to you, Alex.
Colby, we all love your energy and your passion for making sure every student at St. Ben's and St. John's gets opportunities to connect and engage and find the people, the projects, and the passions that will transform them. Thank you for your commitment. Now, I'm hungry for some of that Johnny bread. Thanks again. Let's meet Claire, a political science major on a pre-law track who has seen the world. St. Ben's and St. John's are nationally recognized for their top-notch study abroad programs. Nearly 50% of students have at least one global experience. Claire's opportunities are possible with the help of scholarships, but that's not unusual. Every Benny and Johnny receive financial assistance. CSB and SJU offer financial aid that does more than just get you in the door. This residential community empowers the whole college journey. Claire, take it from here.
Thanks, Alex. As a first-generation college student from a small town, I never would have been able to imagine before coming to St. Ben's that I'd be able to afford a private, quality college education, thrive in 3 different study abroad programs, all while becoming president of the student body. I've traveled the world during my time here. I conducted ethnographic research on racial and gender inequalities in elections in Brazil. I spent a semester in Rome studying ancient Roman history, art of the Renaissance, religion, and picked up an ancient Mediterranean studies minor along the way. Next, I'll be traveling to Dubai with other Bennies and Johnnies to attend the annual United Nations Climate Change Conference as a U.S. delegate. It's a chance to meet with, learn from, and engage with global leaders who are tackling our planet's biggest issues. It is extremely rare for undergraduate students to be able to attend, but this is just another opportunity that Bennies and Johnnies get to do every year. Domestically, I've been able to take part in our Washington, D.C. summer study program, which connected me with a paid internship in the U.S. House of Representatives. St. Ben's and St. John's encourage you to take risks and live courageously. I took that challenge. Every one of these trips I've taken has been with the help of scholarship funding through our Center for Global Education. That's on top of the generous scholarships already in my financial aid package. St. Ben's and St. John's and their generous donors are committed to finding ways to make education accessible, and I'm so grateful. St. Ben's and St. John's not only provide opportunities, but the personal and financial assistance that it takes to help students to flourish. I think that's awesome, Alex. Don't you?
Claire, I think that is incredible. You sure are making the most of these opportunities. We know your voice will be heard at the UN conference, and no doubt you'll be a change maker. Thanks again. Next up, let's meet Jimmy, a psychology major and neuroscience minor on a pre-med track. Not only will Jimmy tell us about the teamwork that integrates these campuses and their proud athletic programs, he'll also show how he's grown into the spirit of service you'll find everywhere at St. Ben's and St. John's.
Thanks, Alex. What's up, everyone? Back in high school, I thought I wanted to attend a large public college. That all changed when I saw the opportunities that a smaller private school like St. John's and St. Ben's had to offer. I transferred here, and I'm so glad that I did. The St. John's and St. Ben's community has truly turned me into the best version of myself. As a Benny or a Johnny, you're going to find chances to serve graciously. You're going to become a part of something bigger than yourself, and you're going to be given opportunities to lead that you may have never seen coming. For 3 seasons now, I've been a wide receiver for the nationally ranked St. John's football team. It's been amazing. Game days in Collegeville are like nothing else as we attract some of the largest crowds in Division III. As a team, we like to say we're ordinary men doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. From early morning workouts to late nights in the library, my teammates are always there to support me. That's what this community is all about. An unwavering dedication to compassion and support profoundly touches the lives of all who walk through the doors here. I've received incredible support and inspiration, propelling me into the role of president of our St. Jude Children's Research Hospital fundraising. Through this memorable journey, I've helped raise over $150,000 in just the past 3 years. When I transferred to St. John's and St. Ben's, I never would have imagined accomplishing all that I have. The constant encouragement from my professors, coaches, and peers has not only driven me to be a better leader, it's made me into a better person. Who's next, Alex? I know there's some more great stories out there to tell.
Wow, Jimmy, your hard work is definitely paying off for the kids at St. Jude's. Great stuff. We can't wait to watch your next football game at Clemens Stadium, which has been ranked by Sports Illustrated as one of the nation's top spots to watch college football. Unbelievable. Go Johnnies! Now we're headed to the Multicultural Center to check in with Stacy. Reaching out and recruiting the broadest and most diverse group of students possible, geographically, culturally, economically, is important to this community. Even more important is the support, the encouragement, and the empowerment students receive once they arrive. Students like Stacy play a tremendous role in that success. Stacy, you're up.
Hi there, I'm a proud first-generation Latina from Chicago, and as much as I love my windy city and its skyscrapers, I wanted to explore further horizons and be surrounded by nature. I love my choice of being in St. Ben's and St. John's. One of my favorite parts of this community is the way it supported me and kept me connected to who I am while I branch out into who I will become. I'm president of the Exploring Latin American Cultures Club, where I plan the Salta Afuera and dance in the Festival of Cultures and Quinceañera. I volunteer in the campus ministry with a team called Los Mayordomos de Dios and get to sing and support my friends at the things like our Guadalupe Mass. The Multicultural Center here on campus welcomes us all, First Gen, BIPOC, LGBTQ+, international students. We all find support and engagement here. The staff is amazing, and this year they've encouraged me to become the Assistant Director for the Advocates and Inclusive Mentoring Program. As an assistant director, I'm here to strengthen our other Bennies from historically underrepresented groups and help them grow into the greatness they are capable of reaching. I'm discovering my full potential here, thanks to the people who I've met and continue to push me to become the better version of myself. That's the greatest memento you can have from the college you choose. Faculty, staff, and fellow classmates you meet will challenge you and cheer you on to follow the dreams you would never thought to wish for, and you complete those dreams day by day. I've made connections, I've made friends, and most of all, I learned to be more confident and determined. That's my story. Take it away, Alex.
Stacy, you are incredible, and we love hearing all about the work you're doing to highlight your faith and cultural experiences here for other Bennies and Johnnies. And the insights you'll be able to provide now as a peer mentor, absolutely priceless. Thank you for all that you do. Great job. Let's meet Luke. He's majoring in global business leadership and a member of the St. John's basketball team. Luke loves the easy access to nature that he's found at St. Ben's and St. John's, but his experience showcases the ways Bennies and Johnnies plug into the business community for internships and opportunities. Take it away, Luke.
What's up, future Johnnies and Bennies? I'm hanging out at Seton Village where the Johnny upperclassmen live, and boy is it cool. I love the group of guys that live in my townhome. At St. Ben's and St. John's, everyone lives on campus. It's such a fun place to be with so much to do. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to study business, but I didn't know where that would lead me. I'm so thankful for St. Ben's and St. John's. They've helped show me what I'm capable of. I've made lifelong friends, I get the chance to play college basketball, I fish on campus every chance I get, and I never miss the atmosphere of a Johnny football game. These are all parts of my college life I'll never forget. With CSB and SJU's commitment to affordability, I'm getting a solid education with big opportunities to grow and develop inside and outside the classroom. Here, outside the classroom opportunities are called experiential learning, and every Johnny and Benny gets to experience at least one, like studying abroad, undergraduate research, a volunteer fellowship, or for me, an internship. Campus resources like our Experience Hub help make that happen. Advisors work with students to map out a plan and make connections that match students with experiences. Alumni Connections helped me find an incredible business internship in the Twin Cities. I've used alum contacts to find valuable summer experiences too. What I've come to understand is that everyone is here to help you succeed. When I started college, I'd have never guessed I'd build this level of job experience or network before graduation. St. Ben's and St. John's have given me memories I'll cherish forever and have helped me find a career path in the process. Alex, the fish are biting on Lake Sag, so I'm throwing it back to you.
Thanks, Luke. With the ways St. Ben's and St. John's prepare students for life after college and the strong alum connections you've found, it's no wonder St. John's and St. Ben's are ranked the #1 and #2 colleges in Minnesota for getting a job. Luke, go get that line in the water. Hope you catch a big one. With an academic program that's been seamlessly blended between the two colleges for over 50 years, St. Ben's and St. John's together offer over 70 areas of study. Ashley's gonna show us how Bennies and Johnnies have the opportunity to blaze their own trails. Ashley is just one of thousands of successful alums doing great things out in the world. Ashley, it's all yours.
Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. Growing up, I was drawn to art and fashion and knew I wanted to study something creatively. I just wasn't sure where or what to do with it. Honestly, one of the first things that drew me to St. Ben's was the fact that my great aunt is a sister at the Order of St. Benedict in St. Benedict's Monastery. The presence of the sisters on campus and the monks at St. John's Abbey help make St. Ben's and St. John's feel like home. The sisters empower Bennies to become strong individuals. As a first year, I was hesitant about a major, art or global business. Then my photography professor suggested I customize my own major in design. From there, I found opportunities everywhere. I worked in the costume shop at the Benedict Art Center, where I learned how to sew and design. I got to learn illustration design in an internship at a local brewery. I was an apparel designer for a student-run t-shirt company. I was accepted into the Entrepreneur Scholarship Program, where I launched and ran a business. I earned a grant to design, sew, and photograph my own collection of sustainable fashion. This community was here for me at every turn. And when I graduated, I depended on over 10 Benny alumni for help with my resume and positioning myself for success. Fast forward, I now work full-time at Target's creative headquarters in Minneapolis. I'm able to collaborate with stylists and art directors to photograph Target-owned brand products. Whatever major you choose or create, at St. Ben's and St. John's, you'll be gaining much more than a classroom education. It's the community that stayed with me beyond graduation. I gained lifelong friendships and a place that helped shape my life. That's all for me. Back to you, Alex.
Wow, Ashley, your passion for expressing yourself artistically is truly inspiring, and your drive to channel that passion in marketable directions has definitely prepared you to succeed at Target and beyond. You're gonna make the world a more beautiful place, and we can't wait to see it. Keep it up. It's time to meet Matt, a recent grad who's hard at work in medical school and credits his time at St. John's and St. Ben's with setting him up for success. 80% of graduates find career-related work or volunteer service either before graduation or soon after. Matt is part of the 20% who go on to professional or graduate school. And get this, 90% of Bennies and Johnnies finish in 4 years. Let's hear about your interesting journey, Matt. Take it away.
Hi, thanks for the introduction, Alex. I took my first college tours at St. Ben's and St. John's University during my junior year of high school, and no other school matched the campus community vibe. I wanted college to be my own journey, not just a pile of classes and resume builders between high school and med school. I found those opportunities right here. Preparing for medical school was daunting. I'm glad I chose a small, residential, liberal arts community like St. Ben's and St. John's. The small class sizes and easy access to pre-med faculty mentorship helped me keep on top of coursework and stay on track towards my goals. I found powerful opportunities here, like the chance to work with the SJU Health Initiative and volunteer with the campus EMT squad. Those definitely had an impact on my medical school applications. But this place is more than that. Here, I was able to run for the St. John's track team. I led a non-denominational ministry team. St. Ben's and St. John's gave me the chances to be who I wanted to be, to do the things I liked, and to discover new things, while still achieving my academic and career goals. The emphasis on engaging globally inspired me to spend a year in Kenya after graduation and serving with the Benedictine Volunteer Corps. Now, I'm succeeding in medical school at the prestigious Mayo Clinic Alex School of Medicine. I'm proud to have represented St. Ben's and St. John's both on the streets of Kenya and now in the halls of the Mayo Clinic. Healthcare professions are important roles that definitely need filling, and St. Ben's, St. John's is a great place to get that start. That's my story. Thanks for letting me tell it, Alex.
Wow, Matt, you're on your way to becoming a physician, and we believe the opportunities you've had along the way to blend global experience and the liberal arts are gonna make you a great one. Your story and your year volunteering after graduation sound incredible. Thank you for making a difference. There you have it. There is nothing in the country like the strong, integrated experience of the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. Top-tier academics delivered in a welcoming, inclusive, Catholic Benedictine tradition in a natural setting that's second to none. The opportunities students find here and the outcomes once they leave to think deeply, to embrace difference, to engage globally, to serve graciously, and to live courageously. Makes Bennies and Johnnies great leaders, great citizens, great neighbors. Does it get any better than that? So that's it from me. Now it's your turn to go learn more about the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. You will absolutely love visiting these amazing campuses. I know I sure did. We'll see you on campus real soon, everyone. Take care.